but that the goal behind this is to isolate this particular function, to be able to understand it and to be able to reuse it. That's the idea behind functions, right? So I gave you, we work already on Hangman 1 and Hangman 0, and a little bit added more functions to it. And whenever you add a function, you also have to add additional code that will make those functions work together, but not necessarily doing the goal of the whole program. It's just to study independent parts over here. Like, for example, this one, we just want to know how this impact the actual performance of this program. So here is the one that has everything. I gave you Hangman 2, but I also gave you this one, which it has a little bit more than the bare necessities. It has a little bit more because, yeah, it has a lot of, it could be a little bit tricky. So if let's see if this can make us move a little bit faster. So let me shrink this a little bit. Yeah. So what do I need? So we already discussed this. We went over this, we went over that, the display board, and now we have to handle the getguess. And the getguess requires an argument right here, already guessed. And this is going to validate the input. What do we need for that? So what I took from the original, the big one, the one that is fully functional, I took some pieces and bits of it. So you can see that there are some things over here that you can recognize them over here. Misletters, correct letters, the secret word. I didn't do this because we're not there yet. I think that will do it when we wrap it up. And so I'm jumping into displaying the board. And these are the things I'm going to start adding. That they are all coming from this, the main while loop over here. Sometimes they call it the game loop. So I created a Boolean. It's almost like a switch. I call it more letters, and I started with true, so I can have a while loop. And I just said more letters. I don't have to say more letters equals true, because more letters is already true, so you don't have to do anything. I also want to control the number of times that I'm going to be running this. So I have over here a counter. Count equals to 0. As soon as I enter the first loop that I'm going to iterate this, I add 1 to it. Here comes the important thing, because all guesses is the argument that getguess needs. Right here. All guesses means the correct and the missed letters. So it can validate, and it also build the hangman. So let's run this just for 1 second, just to see what we have over here, what I have over here. Let's take a look. So I do have the a little bit of cheating over here. Remember, I told you that this is so it makes it easier. It looks like as well, so we can determine if we want to decide if we want to give it a correct letter or a missed letter. But where are we over here? Where is this? Guess a letter. Let's go to guess a letter is right here. This is where it's coming from. It's coming from here. And now right now is waiting for input. I gave it a W. If you press enter, it should move to this one. What do you think this is going to do? Well, it would be good to print it out. So I'm going to be adding a few things here and there, so we can. Oh, I already read that. So I don't need it. And see what it does. So let's say I put in uppercase. and I press enter. So take a look what it did. It actually changed it to lowercase. So I guess a letter. And now at this point, since it went through this while loop, now it's going to return over here, and it's going back to the display board, because here there is no display board. If you look at it, it's going back to where the function was called, which it was right in here. So guess has the actual letter that was guess. Well, actually it has more than that, right? Let's see. Yeah, it has the validated here. It has the validated letter, right? So I want to go over that again. What does it mean to be validated? So I am going to run one more time. So we're back to guess letter. And so we already tested the lower. Now let's see what this means. What happens if I put something like what is that? Well, let's put something that is not there. T would mean part of the missed letters, right? Right here. So here they are. So that's also a validated letter. What is an incorrect letter that should not be there? Well, let's say we try now 2 letters in one. Well, this is where the message is coming from. It's coming from here. Please enter a single letter. So this is what this part is doing. So let's try something like a message that we said you have already guessed that letter. Well, that's simple, right? We can use something like the W. Have it, guess it. And what should I type in, input, to get, please enter a letter? Yes, correct. We can put a number or a special character, and there it is. So the idea here is to understand this part. This is all I wanted to do. It's want to understand this little piece of code. What does it do? There, that's all I wanted. The difficult part was to actually get all the assembly pieces here to make it work. And so we're going to talk about it in the next video.